It's your girl, Cold as Ice. You already know who it is. Ayy, ice cold in this bitch. Ayy, ice cold in this bitch. Ayy. So y'all already know today is the day where we talk about the way you make me feel. Today's topic is chapter 22. And in chapter 22, I'm sorry, y'all, let me say this as well. Yes, I am in here doing my hair. And if I didn't do this video while I was doing my hair, this video was not going to get done today. And I don't like that. So let's continue. Today we're going to talk about, chapter 22, okay? And in chapter 22 is when I transitioned from Baytown back to Dallas. Now, see, we talked about chapter 11 already, and in chapter 11 is where I left Dallas and went to Houston, went to actual Port Arthur, Texas. And, you know, y'all, if y'all didn't tune into that video, make sure y'all go watch it. However, in this one, in chapter 22, is when I left Baytown, okay? And so, yes, that is where I ended up. I ended up in Baytown. I did attend school there in Baytown. I'm not going to run y'all down because that is a different chapter for that. However, I do want to say that when I left Baytown, I was not at my best while I was there, and that is the reason why I did leave, because I needed a better job. I needed more stability for me and my children. And so I decided that, you know, I was like, this just not gonna work. You know, I was working at a nursing home. I was trying to maintain, you know, getting more income, but I didn't have a babysitter. My mom and them, they had already moved, and the babysitter that I had, she just was kind of like, you know, it was like rubbing me the wrong way when it came to my kids. And so I was like, you know what, fuck this. I was like, I can't take it no more. I'm just gonna pack my shit and go to Dallas like my mom told me to. And so that's what I did. You know, I literally stayed in my apartment for only 3 months. So you can imagine what that did to my credit. Now, I had to leave. When I did leave, though, I left, and I really was like, you know, kind of torn, because I was like, damn, you know, I was like, I really don't know how this is gonna go. You know, I hadn't been around family in so long and things like that, because I hadn't been back to Dallas. Now, I had been to go visit, but I really hadn't been back to Dallas. And so I was like, you know what, fuck this. So when I did go back home, which is what I call Dallas, is home. And so when I did come back home, my aunt, you know, she contacted my mom and was like, oh, it's so good that she's back, you know, and things like that. And she was like, well, how about you tell her, you know, that I have a job for her over here in Neiman Marcus, and this is where she could come and work. And so I was like, oh yeah. I was like, I had never even heard of Neiman Marcus before. Like, that was something like major, like, you know, it was a major clothing store and things like that. Like, I had looked it up. I was like, the hell? I was like, I ain't gonna get a job up here, baby. They talking about Gucci, Louis, fucking baby, they got Balenciaga up in this motherfucker. And I was like, me out of all people, me, the hell? I was like, nah, I ain't no crook, you know what I'm talking about? But I was like, shit, you know what, I'm gonna do it up there, you know? I was like, shit, I'm gonna feel $1 or some shit. Now this the warehouse, so I'm just doing the most. But when I did finally go up there, you know, and things like that, the process was very easy. The guy was very nice. It was seasonal, so I did not stay there long term. However, while I was there, it was my first time, you guys, ever having a job that paid so freaking good. Like, you know, like, not saying like $20 an hour or nothing like that, but, you know, back then, this was what, 2018? Yeah, so like back then, you know, shit, $11.75, shit, you know, I could do something with that. So shit, and I hadn't had a job that paid me that. And I was grateful to be where I was. That was my whole thing. Like, I hadn't been somewhere like that before. So continuing on, you guys, I ended up meeting a little guy friend there, you know, and shit like that. Of course, you know, I'm attractive, so I'm gonna meet me somebody. Plus, I didn't get out like that. I really, you know what I'm saying, I hadn't got out to go explore, just nothing like that. I just hadn't really been out. I'm not a big social bird, no way. So I just knew, you know, I either gonna meet somebody, I'm gonna meet them at work, because I'm going to work and I'm going home. So You get lucky if you work with me. It's the most conversation somebody gonna get, because I'm gonna be at my house by myself doing my thing, you know. However, moving forward, y'all, I had finally got paid, you know what I'm saying? I got my little first check and stuff, y'all. When I say I cried when I see my check, I had never had a check that was $1,000. Crazy, right? I had never had a check that was $1,000, never. And so I was like, y'all, like, I was boohooing my mom. She was laughing. She was like, are you seriously crying because you got $1,000 check? I was like, yeah, like, what the hell? Like, I was like, this ain't nothing to you, because you used to, you know what I'm saying? You used to banking on some shit. You get what I'm saying? You been out here. You been got your feet wet. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't never had this shit before. You know, and it felt so fucking good. I was like, oh my God. Like, I had never seen a check that much. So, of course, you know, my first thing in mind was like, I'm finna go spend this shit on me and my kids. Shit, I'm finna go get them some clothes, some shoes. We finna go shopping. So that's exactly what I did. Shit, I took that check and I went and bought me and my kids some clothes and shit. And I bought them some shoes, you know what I'm saying? Got their little stuff together, made us feel good. I think I took us out to eat, just me and mine. And we went out to eat and stuff, and I was just like really grateful, you know, to be where I was. I had already had a cash card, so I didn't have to pay no car note. I had my cash card before I came, so I was kind of pretty set up, pretty tight. And my mom, she's not the type of person that be like, if you move in, then you gotta like pay bills or pay her bills and shit like that. She's the type of person that's like, no, you can't pay my bills. You know what I'm saying? I'm a grown ass woman. I pay my own goddamn bills. What you can do is put some food in the refrigerator, you know, you and your kids here. That type of real shit, like some real shit. So, you know, and I was like, yeah, I have no problem with doing that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't shit. Plus, I had a little food stamps. So, you know, it was like, shit, I could do that. Shit, ain't nothing. Ain't really hurt me none, and mine get to eat. Everybody get to eat, and I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I got a roof over my head. I'm safe. I'm secure. I'm getting back to where I need to be, and that's all that mattered. So, moving forward, as I continue... Oh, I thought that cut my video off. I was about to be mad. But as I continue to, you know, get into everything in Dallas and things like that, I had, like I say, Neiman Marcus was not full term, it was seasonal. So I didn't stay there long. I ended up leaving Neiman Marcus once the season was over. And then, but I did exceptionally well. Let me say that. I can't give myself them props. I did so freaking good at that job. I enjoyed it so much that when I left, I cried. You're like, man, you cry about everything I do. I'm a crybaby, baby. I do this, okay? Damn AirPod. But it might sound a little different now. But anyway, so yes, I did. I cried. And guys, when I got my sister, she was working at Amazon. So I ended up getting on at Amazon, and it was different. It was way different from the warehouse that I was at. Like, at Neiman Marcus, it was kind of like modern. At Amazon, it was super tech. Like, there's robots and shit rolling around and shit. Like, what? You gotta stand in one spot? What? Oh my God. And that just was horrible. But I stayed there at that job for like 3 years, and I'm not gonna drag y'all out into the story, but I do want to say that I did ended up meeting somebody else. Of course. So the guy that I was talking to beforehand, like, me and him just like ended up not vibing out no more. And he was like stuck on his ex type of shit, you know. And I don't know much about guys in Dallas and shit like that. You know, I hadn't been out here since I was literally 11 years old. So you know what I'm saying, dating guys, you know, and shit like that. I was just getting my feet back wet. So as we move on, I was why is this mirror tilted like that? I'm pulling on the wrong shit. I'm sorry, y'all. But as we move on, I was like, y'all, my checks were so good. They were so fucking good. And I ended up finding an apartment. So I ended up moving out with my mom finding me an apartment. I had an apartment. I had me a new car because I ended up fucking over my car, y'all. I can't lie. I did. I fucked it up. And I hate I did that shit because I had a whole cash car. You know what I'm talking about? Like, why would you do that? Well, when I stayed in Baytown, I didn't have much money on, you know, and it's a cash car. So, you know, you got the title, you go get your money. You know, that type of thing. So, and I was like, you know what? Shit, I had did the little title loan thing or whatever, but I didn't pay it off. Fucking myself again. So I was like, fuck it. I'm sorry, I gotta move this. But yeah, so I was like, fuck. You know, I had to start all over again and shit and get another car. So luckily, I was working at Amazon. I got me another car. Actually, I got my another car before I left Neiman Marcus. So while I was at Neiman Marcus, it was like that is so weird. I can see my reflection back there. What the hell? What the fuck? No, I can't do that. But yeah, so I'm sorry, I gotta angle myself right so I can see back here. A little bit. I know y'all like, this is so ghetto. I don't care. I still can't see shit. No, I really can't see shit. What the fuck? Ugh. This what comes with when you want to be hard-headed and do your own hair, you know? But you talented, so you could do it. Alright, anyways, y'all. So I ended up leaving, when I did leave Neiman Marcus, shit like that, I did get my new car and things. And so when I got to Amazon, I had already had my new car. So, man, y'all, when I say probably about, I want to say about like 2 weeks into working at Amazon, about barely 2 weeks, I ended up getting to my first car wreck, y'all. I got into my first ever accident. Like, I had never been in an accident, and I got into my first accident when I was 22. It was the scariest shit I had ever experienced. It was super scary. Like, super scary. I could not believe that I had experienced something like that. And I can't lie, like, I hit the back of the people in the accident, and I was coming off of Mayfield in Grand Prairie. If you're familiar with the area, you know what I'm talking about. But I was coming off of Mayfield, off of 360. And my mom, she was on the phone with me, but she wasn't distracting me or anything like that. She had just literally put me on hold, y'all. She had just put me on hold. She was like, hold on, your stepdad's on the other line. Let me click over real quick and see what you need, you know, and things like that. So she put me on hold. Right as my mom puts me on hold, I get into the accident. Like, literally, my phone, like, we were coming through traffic, like, as you come, you know, on the exit. And, well, I wasn't literally on the exit of Mayfield, but I was coming through the exit, like, right next to Mayfield. However, I ended up coming off that exit, y'all, and there was a Tahoe behind another Tahoe. So in a small little Fiesta, you cannot see another truck in front of another truck. It's like, literally, you gotta like be like, kind of like weaving a little bit to the side to see if there's another car in front of there. Now, I ain't no experienced driver. At that time, I was not. So, and especially with Dallas traffic and shit like that, like, I just was not that experienced. So once the Tahoe went forward, or whatever, it actually had swerved around the other Tahoe that was in front of it. So I ended up running into that fucking Tahoe that was in front of them, y'all. My fucking airbags went off. Smacked the living shit out of my ass. Smacked my ass up. I had never felt so much pain. I thought I was on fire. I felt like Ricky Bobby. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. It's not funny. It was not funny when it happened. I swear to God, it was not. But, you know, now I can laugh about it. But I felt like I was on fucking fire. But the airbags had damn popped me so hard. Y'all see this tattoo right here? I had a burn right here. That was literally looked like the shape of a feather. So I had like a burn here, and I still got like one like right here on my arm. However, I had a watch on, and I remember when the airbag popped out. I didn't even notice, you know, that it popped out or whatever. That knocked me the fuck out. I threw my arm up, and so like right here in the middle, I still can see the little scar, but right here in the middle of where my watch was, the glass bust. Okay, so I ended up hitting myself. Now I probably knocked myself the fuck out because I threw my arm up, you know. But the airbag really did the most damage. So moving forward, y'all, that was like horrific for me. Like, that was the scariest shit that I had ever experienced. I had never even been in a car wreck, like I said, and I ended up getting transported to the hospital and things like that. My mom, she was out of town working, and so she was not even in town when I was, you know what I'm saying, when I had the wreck. My stepdad was, my brother was, my sister was around, and things like that. So they ended up all coming to the hospital and things like that. I could not walk. My knee was busted. It wasn't broken, thank God. I didn't walk away with nothing but a bunch of burns, bruises, and a little bit of a busted knee. And that did not stop your girl. I can tell you that. My brother could vouch for this, okay? When I got home and got released from the hospital, y'all, I literally was walking all around the house. Like, I was trying my hardest. I don't know if y'all seen the new, the little series that they have out about the football players, about Mahomes, okay? If y'all seen that episode where he injures his ankle, okay? And he's like hopping around and shit. And he's like, I'm good, I'm fine, I'm fine. Let me, you know what I'm saying? He was like, shit, like, fuck, I just hurt myself, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be out the game. And that's how I was feeling when it came to work. I was like, I gotta get back to this job. I was like, this is the most paying job I have ever fucking had. It was $15. Was it 15 or 16? $15 an hour. It was 15 and then some change or whatever for the little differential or whatever like that. So might have been 16. Don't quote me on that. Check it out yourself. Anyway, so I was like hopping around and shit. My brother was like, take it easy, bro. You just got out the hospital. He was like, bro, I know why you doing it. He was like, I know you doing it because you want to go back to work. I know you doing it because you thinking about your job and shit like that. I'm like, yeah. And I just bust out in tears. I'm like, you don't understand. Like, bro, like, I'm getting roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. I'm like, fuck this shit, fool. I gotta get back on my feet. I'm like, I gotta shake this shit off. I'm gonna have to exercise this shit, all of that. But see, like I said, I had never been in a car accident before, so it was different for me because I never experienced being like having anxiety and things like that. So my anxiety, you guys, triggered the fucking oh my God, it triggered the shit out of me to get back in a vehicle. And my mom, she was driving somewhere. I don't remember where we went, but we was driving somewhere, and it was like a little roundabout. And so she was about to pull forward, and this truck is coming. Y'all, this was me. Like, literally, this was me. This was me. Like, this is the dashboard and shit. And I'm like, oh, like, like I'm banging on the motherfucker. I was crying. I thought she was finna hit. I thought they was finna hit us. So she was like, calm down. She was like, we are okay. I stopped. She was like, oh, hell no. You're not going to be able to get in the car with me. She was like, you're not going to be able to get in the car with me. She was like, no. She was like, oh my God. She was like, you're traumatized. You're going to have to learn how to get over that because you're going to have to start driving again and things like that. And it took me about 2 to 3 days before I was able to like get myself together, because I had to go back to work. My job was based on like they didn't really take medical or they didn't really take like excuses and shit like that, you know, like type of jobs they don't take your medical excuses or like an excuse from like the fuck they call it, emergency room and things like that. So I had no choice but to recover and go to work. And so I went to work with this open ass scar, y'all. I had an open ass scar on my arm. It was like, from being in the warehouse, it started like looking like it was getting infected or something like that. And I could barely like bend my forearm and shit. So I'm at work all bruised up, hurt, every fucking thing. I'm like, fuck this shit. I still gotta work. I still gotta get that money on. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm like, fuck that. I don't care if I fall apart up in here. They're just gonna have to take me to the emergency room. At least they'll know that I came my ass to work. I did my job. And if I fall out up here on y'all, it is what it is. Period. So, I ended up being okay though. I ended up having to go to our like little nursing center. I forgot what it's called. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I forgot what it's called. But I ended up going to the nursing center in the warehouse or whatever, and I had to get like treated on my forearm, and it was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm working on getting better, and things like that." Of course, I'm a tough soldier. I'm a tough cookie, so I'm like, shit, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to say nothing that's gonna jeopardize me for being able to come to work. And then what if they shorten my pay or be trying not to pay me for the days that I'm gonna have to be off, girl? Man, whatever. I was like, just like not having it. I was like, you know what? Like, I cannot not go to work. Like, I was like, I can't be telling these folks up here I'm hurt as shit. Like, I'm gonna have to shake that shit off. My ass limping. I'm at work limping. I could barely bend my knee back. I could barely bend my forearm and shit. So I was like, fuck it. So I ended up, recovering and everything. As you can see, everything's in its perfect spot. I don't have no aches and pains from the wreck. Thank God. And in God's hands that the people that I did run into, they wasn't brutally injured. They didn't die. I didn't kill anyone. I was very grateful for that as well, because I do have a big kind heart, and I was not in no type of intentions of trying to hurt or harm anyone in that accident. And so moving forward, I ended up, continuing work at Amazon, and the rest of the story I cannot tell y'all because it is for another chapter. It is for another chapter. So I am going to leave you guys here with that. Y'all know I'm going to tell you guys always keep that shit cold. Keep it ice cold, okay? Put it on the rocks, alright? And I love y'all guys so freaking much. Make sure y'all comment, like, share, and subscribe to your girl. Turn that notification bell on to all. And I will see y'all in the next one. Let me finish this head so I can post me some pictures. I love y'all. Bye.